Pay no attention to what's behind me. This is a work in progress as I'm trying to get ready for 2025 and a new kind of look for the channel. But I did want to just start this video by saying, recently I took a trip to Rome and Florence, and I documented that trip over on the Life In Motion Diaries channel. The only video I put here, basically, other than how I packed, was my tour of the Vatican museums with the Keymaster tour. So I decided I would take the video that I made over on the Life In Motion Diaries channel, and I would sort of edit it all down into one super edit of my 9-day trip, 7 days in Italy. It's not everything that was in those videos. It's just captured highlights. And so if you haven't been over to that channel and you have not seen those videos, this will give you the opportunity to kind of see what happened for me when I was in Rome and Florence. Let me know in the comments what you think, and we will see you soon.
Alright guys, if you have a pink tag bag, girl.
All right, well, we have made it to Rome, and it is time to go through customs, grab a train, headed to town. I'll still be too early to check into the hotel, but I'll be close. And yeah, here we go. It's about a 10-minute walk to my hotel, so we're gonna head that way now. Okay, I have made it to the Hilton Doubletree in Monte, and it was out of all of the Hilton hotels in Rome. To get this reservation by points, this was the cheapest of all of them, and I'm right in the middle of many of the places that I want to go. I do have about a 30 or 35 minute walk to a couple of places, which I don't consider to be astronomical. I also have the traditional Doubletree cookie to begin my stay. All calories are out the window. All carbs are out the window this week. So by getting the room with the Hilton Honors card, I have the Hilton Honors Surpass card, which is the cheapest Hilton card. I got the room pretty cheap, and then on arrival, because the American Express card gives me status with Hilton, they upgraded me to the next highest room, which was astronomically higher to rent by points. So I rented a standard room, and they've just upgraded me to a King Superior room. So I have checked into my hotel, took about an hour nap, brushed my teeth, feel like a human being again, and I am going right over here to the Basilica, the Papal Basilica of St. Mary Major. And there's only 4 papal basilicas in Rome. This is one. Let's go look at it. Well, welcome back to day 2. Today I got 3 things in mind today. One is I have an image of a photography spot that I wanted to go to the year that my luggage wound up in Tampa while I was in Rome. And I didn't get a chance to come last time. So this time I'm coming to try this shot with just my iPhone. That video will actually be up on my photography channel. I'll show you where I'm going. You can see out here to the side of me the Roman ruins. And I am headed here to the monument to somebody whose name I can never remember. They call it the wedding cake building. And I'm going around this side of it to the back side to look out over the Roman Forum. So I found these stairs that I think will take me where I want to go. I'm almost there. Well, I was wrong. There is no way to get to where I want to go because they have so much of it blocked off for restoration. Let me turn this around. Where I want to go is up there. And there is a walkway through there, but the gate's locked. On a normal day when the place is not under restoration, there's a set of stairs on the other side of the building. You can just walk straight up there pretty much any time, day or night. But they have all that blocked off. So here I am. I am going to set up and take a couple of pictures. There is no picture from here for a video. So I'll probably just throw that picture up here. And then I'm going to start walking toward my other destination, which won't be open for a while yet, but I can stop and get some coffee somewhere. That destination is the Basilica of San Luigi, which is a French church here in town that houses the works of Caravaggio that I want to see. I think it opens in about 3 hours. So I got plenty of time, you know, well, 2 hours maybe, because I'm almost at 7 now. So got plenty of time to get there, but I'll go ahead. I'm facing away from the sun, so there will be no sunrise in this picture, but we'll see what happens. Well, I've taken a few shots. I'm not real happy with them, but I have tried. And so I'm gonna go find some coffee, and then I'm going to go find the Basilica of San Luigi, and we'll take you along on that trip. I'll give you a little sense of scale here by putting these people in the frame. And ordinarily this is a beautiful place to come and take pictures around the square, but as you can see, the fountain here is being restored for the Jubilee year. It's gorgeous. It's going to be even more gorgeous when they get finished. And of course, this is right in the middle of a tourist area, which means all of the restaurants right around this plaza here are going to be more expensive, and the food's not going to be quite as good. But, you know, it's all you got time for. I've eaten here, it's okay. But there is a coffee shop right here that I'm going to head to. I've been here several times, and get a cappuccino for the morning. Now, it's sort of the traditional method of drinking espresso, cappuccino, having breakfast, to have it at the bar. That cappuccino, that cappuccino cost 1.5 euro, where in the States, which is less than $2, in the States that would have cost me $3.50 to $4.50. Trust me, it would not have been as good. But there's also, if you come by here and they're closed, you can get it out of the wall. Like I said, there is a lot of restoration going on around Rome, and all of the people, thousands and thousands of people who have come to Rome to do nothing more than to throw their coins into the Trevi fountain. Not happening. This little spot is just like a half a block over from where I was just recording. And once I turned my head and saw it, I thought, I better stop in here. And like everything else, it's covered up for some restoration, but I think you can still see why it is such a beautiful little place to just walk through. And that's really all you can do is walk through. And if you're a photographer, it's gorgeous. I apologize if that made you dizzy, but to come stand right here in the middle of this circle underneath that glass ceiling up there with a wide angle lens on your phone or a wide angle lens on your camera, it's a gorgeous shot. Well, okay. This is going to be strike two for the things that I came to Rome to do. This was the main one. And I should have known. I should have checked, but I didn't. It wouldn't have mattered. I already had my trip planned. But I might not have walked over here today had I known that the Caravaggio works were closed. But, you know, they're getting ready for the year of Jubilee. And next year, it'll all be available. with millions and millions and millions of other people here. Pretty much everything in here is closed. This is as close as I will get to Caravaggio's paintings. Well, as I posted on Instagram this morning, which would be yesterday morning when you see this video tomorrow, I'm batting 0 for 3 today. No sunrise picture that I wanted at the Forum. Trevi Fountain is shut down, and this church is basically closed. But I am not deterred. I am still enjoying every minute of walking around. And tomorrow we're going to go over to at least one place tomorrow. We may not do as long a video as we did today. We're going to go back to Piazza Navona. Now, the 3 fountains in Piazza Navona are closed. I've already walked by there today. But the church that I absolutely love the most, the Basilica of St. Agnes in Agone. I love that church. And nothing there is closed for renovation, as I walked through it this morning. We'll see you tomorrow. And just a postscript note here, I am going to walk back to the hotel and rest for a little bit. It is just now a little after 9:30 in the morning. I have the whole day ahead of me. I do have a live stream planned a little later on. It'll be 1 o'clock here, so I need to figure out where that's going to come from. But I've already walked 12,000 steps and I've climbed 15 flights of stairs. So, you know, today's starting out to be a pretty decent day. Well, welcome back. I am almost to the bakery that I want to go to this morning. Get out of the way here. I got people walking down the street. I would have taken more video of the walk here, but I was too dependent on Google Maps and I didn't want to close it very long. I did stop along the way to take a few pictures, but I'm in sort of, if I can turn around here so you can see, this came down this little alleyway here, and let me turn my camera around. I am heading down here for my last turn, so it was kind of safe for me to stop watching Google Maps. I am in the Jewish quarter, and there are a lot of ruins here, just like there is everywhere else. And you can see some of them through this portico here. We'll walk around a little bit while we're here, but my number one goal is to come down here to this bakery. I have found what I'm looking for. I might not be able to video much in there because it is so small. But I'm going to walk in and see if I can find what I'm looking for. Just one. Okay, I got what I came for. Let's see if I can pull this down a little bit here so you can kind of see the side a little better. There are cherries on the bottom. It's burnt on the top just a little bit. It's very soft, and it is just absolutely excellent. I'm going to see if I can find a place here somewhere where I can set my camera down and show it to you a little better. All right, so my camera is sitting precariously on top of a garbage can. But I want to show you, this is, see how soft and wonderful that is. Now, I got here early enough in the morning that there was no lineup, there was no crowd lined up. And there is no easy way to eat this, so I'm just going to pick it up. That is simply amazing. Absolutely amazing. And well worth the 30-minute walk it took to get here. This is Piazza Navona. It is less than spectacular at the moment because its three major viewing spots, the three fountains here, are all covered up and they're all, you know, being restored. And you can't take pictures and you can't sit on them and you can't, you know, toss coins into them or get slow motion or long exposure photography to get the water slow. You can't do any of that. What they do still have right here behind me is the Basilica of St. Agnes and Agone. And so we're going to go in there today. But first, I am going to stop and get a cup of coffee here because it's not quite open yet. Now, in all honesty, I may have just talked myself out of getting coffee here because this is the penultimate tourist spot. And as a result, everything is higher priced. And typically that also means it's a little lesser quality because what do the tourists know? So you remember in yesterday's video, I got a cappuccino that was €1.50. These two places behind me, a cappuccino, €8. 8. Nope, 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 and another nope. I will go starving before I will do that. Just a tip for when you come to Rome. Well, you have just seen my absolute favorite basilica, church, cathedral, whatever. Maybe aside from St. Peter's in Vatican City. My favorite ever. And I know I haven't done it justice in this video, but it still overwhelms me, the stories of the martyrs that are told here. And I wasn't going to do this, but I think I will. We'll go to one more spot before I call it a day on this video, because I'm just so close, and it would almost be a sin not to do this. Let's go. One of the things that's changed about the Pantheon since the last time I was here is that they're now charging €5 to get in. You can buy a ticket online, show the ticket at the door, or you can do what I'm doing, just come to the office and pay cash. No credit card, cash. If at all possible, you want to come to the Pantheon early in the morning. I'm here about 9:30, and it's already pretty late. I think it opens at 9. During the COVID scare, you could only go around the outside of the Pantheon in one direction. But now, they've got it open back up so that you can come in and just wander through at your leisure, whatever direction you want to go. Keep in mind, that is an open space at the top of this. And when it rains, it falls right there. You can purchase or rent some headphones to listen to everything around here. And if it's your first time here, I would highly recommend that you do that so you know what you're looking at. Behind me here is the tomb of King Humbert and his wife. I have no idea who that is, but I do know that they guard it. So I guess it's important. This is the tomb of the painter Raphael. This is a continuing church here in Rome, so there are pews set up here. They do have Mass here regularly. Behind me in this area is the tomb of Victor Emmanuel II, where we went to his monument, the wedding cake building. This is the Chapel of the Annunciation. And I should probably go back and point out when I was over on the other side here talking about the tomb of the painter and sculptor Raphael, I just kind of glossed over that. But if you're ever in the Vatican museums, there are what they call the Raphael rooms, where they have all of these massive tapestries that were created by him. The man was a literal genius painter. Cannot be overstated. One of the main artists in all of Rome. Oh my God. Now don't get too excited, because the Duomo is for tomorrow, not for today. But jeez. All right, so here is the Duomo, and here is my hotel. All right, I had a very specific choice that I asked the man behind the hotel desk about. And I said, where can I go to get this and really experience what I'm after? And they sent me to the Lorenzo Market, which is about a 10-minute walk. And I'm about halfway there. These are the streets I love to go down when I visit a new place, because I'm sort of off the beaten path down here. Little hole-in-the-wall cafes. Just people eating out on the streets. It's amazing. I'm almost there. I'm at a very small table, so I'll try to lean in here. But this is one of the things I have been waiting for coming to Florence. This is a Lampredotto. Lampredotto is made from the cow's stomach, one of them in particular, I'm not sure which one. and it's low boiled for a long time to make it really tender. And they dip this top piece into the broth, so that it's very moist inside. And then you saw a couple of sauces that go on it. This is traditional, and this is where the hotel sent me to find the best Lampredotto that I could find close by. Let's try it out. That is really good. So I'm pretty sure that I've probably turned a lot of people off there. But I'm just going to tell you that if you come to Florence, the Lampredotto is something that you have to have. Just have to. Whether you like it or not, you have to have it. Now the green and red sauce, that's chili sauce, so it has a little bit of a bite to it when you eat it. Not overpowering. And that sandwich was €6. The glass of wine was €4, so for €10 I just had lunch. It's not bad. So to finish off the day today, I wanted to just walk down by the river to see the Ponte Vechhio bridge. But I wanted to point out as well, you see this little walkway up here? That walkway extends all the way across up here. And it was built, I don't know how many years ago. I'm pretty sure by the Medici family, because when they wanted to get, well, let me just turn this around. You see how it goes all along the bridge here and follows all the way up here? This way they could walk unhindered by the common folk, and they wouldn't have to get dirty around all of the rest of us. Some things just don't change with time. The Ponte Vechhio bridge is very beautiful, very colorful, very busy. It is filled with shops, and we're talking really expensive touristy kind of shops. Not the kind of shops I want to go shopping at, but you'll find, you know, Florence is known for its leather goods, it's known for its jewelry, it's known for being the birthplace of gelato, and it's known for the Lampredotto. This is actually where a lot of people live in Florence, and there are cheaper restaurants, better food, and an overlook inspired by Michelangelo that I plan to get to. And just a historical note, the Ponte Vechhio Bridge, as I recall, correct me if I'm wrong in the notes, as I recall, it's the only bridge along the river in Florence that survived World War II. Some kind of an agreement was made with the Germans, and they did not destroy this bridge. So it is the oldest still standing bridge in all of Florence. I'm not gonna lie, first part of that climb, that's tough for an old man like me. Thank goodness there are a couple of places along here to kind of stop and catch your breath. Into the exit chamber. Get out of everybody's way. Go ahead. Because I am not only a little out of breath, but my legs are dead at this point. Well, we're almost there. Just when you think you're almost done, you're not. Okay, my last stop here. I think I can see the light of day at the top of the next flight of stairs. Up until this last flight, the steps have been really even. They've been pretty much the normal steps, unlike going up a tower somewhere in England, where every step is a different height. With this last step, the stairs are just a little higher. You gotta step a little higher, push your body up a little higher. Is it worth it? I'll let you be the judge in a minute. So, was it worth it? Yeah, I'd say it was worth it. Right now, my legs are given out. My lower back feels like a truck has run over it. There are some benches up here to sit down, which I'm very grateful for. But I'm not ready to call it quits yet. I don't know if I've told you this before or not, but I do have just a small fear of heights. There are a few phobias that I have. One is falling off of a roof like this, and the other is walking too close to the edge of a sidewalk. And because I drag a leg sometimes, tripping over a crack in the sidewalk and falling into oncoming traffic, that's another fear. And the only way to battle it is to just get through it. I don't recommend falling into traffic, but just being careful where you walk, being careful where you stand. I know I'm not going to fall off here, but I still have a hard time getting up close to the rail. Yeah, just as a point of interest, Brunelleschi's dome, which I'm standing on, is the largest freestanding dome in the world. It has over 4 million stones in this dome. And to this day, they don't really know how he built it. They don't know what machinery he used. There are no drawings, no architectural plans for how to do this. But to get all of this up from the ground, we believe that he designed one of the very first super cranes, but we don't know that for sure. It is a definite marvel to wonder at. And if you're in Florence, I highly recommend you just go ahead and brutalize yourself and take these steps. Now, for my last trip here 10 years ago, I have a picture of this tower from up here. When I get home, maybe I will show it to you. I had talked about going up here. This is where the Michelangelo Plaza is. But I'm going to be honest, that may just have to wait till tomorrow. Woo! From everything I've seen on YouTube, the walk down is harder than the walk up. So I'm going to put my camera away. I'm not going to worry about trying to film any of it. But we'll see you back down on ground level. I've decided to tack a little bit of a change here on my trip today. I'm going to wait and do the Michelangelo Plaza tomorrow, simply because I think that my legs need a rest from climbing. But I'm on my way to a church, Church of San Salvi. It's a 40-minute walk, and it will probably be the last thing that I do on this video today. I won't bore you with all of the walking details along the way, but there is one thing that I want to see there that I'm hoping beyond hope that's not covered up being restored. I'll tell you about it when I get there. Okay, so I made it. My legs even made it. It's a very unassuming little church. I've never been here before, but I've watched some videos about it. It's way off the beaten track. Tourists obviously don't come here, but there's something in here. I'm hoping that it's still open, that I can see it, that made the walk totally worthwhile. Fingers crossed again. Here we go. This is why I came, but this is not actually in the church. The church was locked. I'm going to see if I can get in, but there is a refectory just around the corner, which after doing a little more research, I realized that's where this fresco is. It was painted in the early 1500s, and it's after the style of Michelangelo and Raphael, but it has a lot of things to it that are different. Number one, the clothing is much more detailed. The robes are very flowing and colorful, where they seem to be more flat with the traditional Last Supper we're used to that's in Milan. It also picks up the scene just after the famous Last Supper that we're familiar with, where Jesus has said, I tell you, one of you will betray me. But after that, he says, the one to whom I give this piece of bread. And in this particular painting, you can see Jesus giving the bread to Judas. Judas looks surprised, but Jesus doesn't even look at him. He's concentrated solely on the disciple to his left, which is John the Beloved, shown by their hands overlapping. This is the disciple whom Jesus loved. I'm just going to sit here a while because this is just absolutely amazing. It's amazing. And nobody comes here. All right, so I have arrived at Vechhio, which I'm told by YouTubers in the know it's supposed to be one of the best gelato places in Florence, and they also serve a specific kind of affogato. Let me turn the camera around here and show you what I'm up against.
Greta, vieni qua,
For you, sir.
Grazie.
Prego.
All right, so I have my camera precariously perched on a trash can again, but this is the Affogoto. Let me see if I can do this. Now, I'm told that you don't want to stir this up. You just want to get a little bit of the espresso and a little bit of the gelato. You are in Florence. Don't waste your time going anywhere else. Come right here, because this is amazing. And we will see you tomorrow. And in case you were wondering, let me get in a little closer here so you can hear me under all this noise. In case you were wondering, the Medici family in Florence at the time of their height was kind of like having a combination of Steve Jobs and Elon Musk and Bill Gates and the Rothschilds. They were rich. And they're largely responsible for the major pieces of art throughout Florence. And when the last surviving member of the family died, I forget her name, but there was a lady who was the last. She willed all of the belongings to the city of Florence. And this is what I came for. All right, we have made it to the Basilica of Santa Croce, which is on the way to the river, and I wanted to stop here first. I will say that I am doing all of this video work today handheld, unless I am giving you some other instruction, and that means no Joby clip. It's on this instead, so I'm just holding this in my hand to show you that it can be done. The Basilica of Santa Croce is it is a Franciscan part of the Francis of Assisi. It is a Franciscan, I can't say it, church. It houses the remains of such people as Michelangelo, Galileo. There are some others whose name is escaping me at the moment. We may come back to that in a minute. There is an homage to Dante in here, although he's not buried here. There is tremendous artwork. So, and I've never been here, so we're going to go in and, or at least if I've been here, I don't remember. We're going to go in and look around. Here we go. From what I read, this church is in the shape of the Tau, which is the signature for Francis and is the design on my ring. So let me pull it back up in case you haven't seen that before. If I can hold it here. So this is the Tau, and the church is in that shape rather than the traditional cross. Oh, wow. Definitely worth the money, the time, the effort, the walk. It's just amazing. It's beautiful, but we're not there yet. Still beautiful, still not there yet. Almost there. All right, we have finished up everything we set out to do. We are done for the day. I have got about a 20-minute walk back to the hotel. I'm going to stop and get some water. And then I'm going to edit some video and get ready for travel day tomorrow. We'll see you then. Well, okay, this is Sunday. It is about 6:30 in the morning. I've been up since 4. My breakfast at the hotel doesn't start until 7:30. And while they do have coffee available all night, and I've already been down and drank a cup, I did find a coffee shop open near here that I'm going to try to walk to. Well, actually, I am walking to. I guess there's no trying about it. And see if I can't get a little more. It's about 42, 43 degrees here this morning. I've been very, very fortunate all week not to have any rain. 0. I was expecting rain every day. But let's go get this coffee. I just absolutely love these things. I'd buy one of these in a heartbeat. All right, after a monumental trip that started at 9 o'clock this morning, it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm finally here at my hotel. But let me show you where I am at. This is the entrance to the Vatican museums, and that big, tall door right there is where I have to be at 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, actually, 5:45. All right, we have made it to St. Peter's Square. We're gonna end the video here today. Maybe this will be a little shorter than some other videos we've made. But I'll kind of show you around what's here. If you've never been here, if you don't know much about it, I'll try to explain a couple of things that I do know and things that I don't know. We'll just maybe pretend that I know. One of the things to remember is that the Vatican City is pretty big. And where I am staying over by the entrance to the museum is a long walk from here. But this is, see if I can pull my sunglasses down just a little bit. This is St. Peter's Square. I'm going to walk in here just shortly. With any luck, this time around, I won't be almost arrested. Fingers crossed. There are two curved walls reaching out from the center of St. Peter's. I'm going to try to be careful because the sun is right over here and I don't want it to blind you. These curved walls were designed by an architect by the name of Bernini. If you do any research at all for Rome, you will find his name all over the place. Between both sides, there are a total of 140 statues. They were actually completed after Bernini's death by his students. And they represent saints, famous people, the apostles, and others all the way around. I have no idea which one's which. But one of the main, let's turn this around here. One of the main design functions of this curve is that there are 4 rows of columns front to back. And from the back toward the front, each column gets just a little narrower. So the distance between them, between the back 2 columns, and as they get closer around the curve, the front 2 columns, that space between them is exactly the same. So there are spots that you can stand here, and I'm not going to go try to find one right now, but there are spots that you can stand here. When you look all around that curve, all you see is 1 row of columns. You don't see any of the ones in the back. It's just an amazing architectural design. The obelisk here was originally from Egypt. It was brought to Rome by the Emperor Caligula, and it's had a few additions to it since it was brought, and it's been moved here from its original location. There is, if I can ever get up there, there is, I believe, a cross all the way at the top, but the main part of the obelisk was brought here from Egypt. And I don't remember exactly where it stood before, but I believe that this obelisk was at the location where Peter was martyred. And then it was, I don't know, around 1580 or so, they actually brought it here, put it in part of St. Peter's Square. Now you can see over here behind these wooden barricades is the line to get into St. Peter's. You actually go through the gates there, and then you will follow along the side of this building and up to the top to enter here. In addition, this building right here, if I come over from St. Peter's and I move over, this building right here has an apartment in it where the Pope typically comes out to speak to the crowds on Wednesdays. I want to say it's this third window over, but I could be wrong. If you're Catholic and have been here when that happened, let me know in the comments. The year that I was here and happened to see Pope Francis, it was just right after the lifting of travel restrictions for COVID, and they were actually having his audience inside the church on Wednesday, so a lot of the church was closed for him, which it's really, really big. You hardly noticed it. Now, I'm not going to go in St. Peter's today. I may go in tomorrow after my tour of the Vatican museums. I haven't decided yet, but it is the largest Christian church in the world. And if you've ever been inside, you can attest to the fact that that is indeed the truth. Now, you'll see this fountain over here, and if you follow around through the obelisk, you will see another fountain over here. They are matching fountains. One of them was the original, was designed by Bernini, and then another sculptor came in later and put the second one up to sort of give balance to the square. This is Rome at 5:30 in the morning. The tour that I'm on starts at 6 and it goes in this door right up here. I'm not going to do a lot of videoing in there on this tour because I'm going to wait and go into St. Peter's Basilica later, but I will try to get a little bit, and then I'm doing a video for the new Retired Me channel with the Pocket 3. That's where you'll see most of the video, or most of the tour in that video. It'll come out later, a week or so from now.
Personification of the Virgin, and that one only keeping that scale, but justice is equal.
All right, it's Monday morning. It is a little after 8 o'clock, and I have just finished my Keymaster tour at the Vatican Museums, and the crowd outside waiting to get in, they opened at 8:30, I think. Oh my God. Thousands of people in line. There were 20 of us. What can I say? These are the tours still heading toward the entrance of the museum. They probably have specified times to go in, so it's a little easier. All right, so this is one of those choices of necessity. I wanted to get a cappuccino, but I didn't want to stand at the bar and drink it because every minute I waste getting over to the line here is, well, it's just a minute wasted and it's a lot longer of a line, so ciao. So the St. Peter's doesn't open yet, but I got here when there is no line. I am very, very happy. This whole day has made me very, very happy. This is like going through customs at the airport. coming into the St. Peter's Basilica is free. There is pretty strict security out there, so you've got to put all your coats, your bags, empty your pockets. It's just like going through airport security. I put most of my stuff in there, forgot my keys, had to go back through, do it again, as you do. So I got here about 8:30. There's nobody in line, nobody. I mean, yeah, there's a few hundred people here, but that's nobody. And so just walking through the line, walking straight through security, walking straight up here at the door to go in. The earlier you can get here, the happier you will be. Period. End of story. Full stop. Now, one of the most important things you will see here will be just inside the door, directly to your right. It is the most beautiful sculpture, I think, in the entire world. And of course, like everything else in Rome, it's hidden for restoration for the year of Jubilee. This is a replica. I have taken a picture that I really, really enjoy of this sculpture. I'm going to put it up here now for you to see. It was taken a few years ago. This was, I think, Michelangelo's very first work that he was commissioned to do. He was just 23 years old, and the other sculptors of his day refused to believe that he was the actual sculptor, because then nobody signed their work. And so he came back, and along one of the lines of the robe here, he carved his name. I think he later regretted that because it was an act of hubris on his part. But at 23 years old, he was a little petulant. And you'll see these chairs back here behind me going up toward the front. The last time that I was here, this entire section from side to side was blocked off because the Pope was giving a mass here. So there were huge parts of the Basilica that were not available to me then. There's still a few here and there because, again, they're doing restoration, but we'll walk around and see what we've got, because there's no way to do it justice. I'm just going to tell you up front, there's no way to do it justice. You're fine. And a lot of these sweeping shots that I'm doing are all on the ultra-wide lens, which means I can get more in the frame, but it also means that you really don't maybe capture just how big this place is, because I have it all in the frame. It's massive. some of you may recognize this next shot. And if you do, leave me a comment below. So this is it. This is the day I go home. And I've been up since 3:30 for no particular reason. I've had one cup of really bad instant coffee in my hotel room, and then I thought, you know, I can do better than this. So I did my favorite Google search, which is coffee near me, filtered to open now. And I came across this this coffee bar right here. I forget the name of it. It's only a 4-minute walk from my hotel. It has a 4.8 rating and a really good array of pictures of the stuff that they offer. So I'm going to go in here and get maybe my last real cappuccino in Italy. I don't count the one I probably have at the airport. Well, this coffee shop is actually down a little bit under the buildings in an underground market I had no idea was here. So we'll walk around and look at this before I go back to the hotel. But I went up to order and they asked me if it was to go over here. And I said, well, I'd like to drink my coffee here at one of these tables. Sure, no problem. Go sit down, we'll bring it to you. Okay. And so here it is. This is one of the things I was talking about earlier. I think it's called a Medici. I don't know. My Italian's awful. But it's just a really soft bread roll, almost like a hot dog bun, but it's not. And it's split open, and they just put whipped cream in it, and it's where you can actually see it. This is a traditional breakfast. That, and of course my cappuccino. Ciao. I'm not going to try to walk through this whole thing, but you can see that it is huge, and at 5:30 in the morning, it's just really sort of getting started. Explains why this coffee shop is open so early. All these vendors have been coming up to get coffee. All right, well, this is kind of ending the trip with a whimper of a video, I'm sure. But I did get my standby flight, and I am in Chattanooga, and I'm about to call myself an Uber, and I'm going home, and I'm going to bed. And tomorrow we'll do a little recap maybe, and talk about what went right, what went wrong, and maybe what I might have done different. And we'll call it quits. Thanks for staying with me. Thanks for watching all the videos. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow.